So welcome to nervous system. So what is nervous system here? It is the body's fast control center. So think of your nervous system like a WhatsApp for your body. Like it sends super fast messages to make things happen. Hormones here are like sending a letter which is slower in process, whereas nerves are very instant. It has two main parts. One is central nervous system and the other is peripheral nervous system. Can you see central nervous system? It consists of brain and spinal cord, whereas peripheral nervous system consists of nerves and ganglion. Central nervous system, which is CNS, acts like a head office, which consists of brain and spinal cord. Its action is like a boss. This is the boss. It makes all decisions here. It is made up of two types of stuff. One is neurons, the actual nerve cells that send messages. Neurons are the actual nerve cells that send the messages. Whereas, what is neuralgia? Neuralgia are the helper cells. Neuralgia are the helper cells. Like they are the office support staff that feed and protect the neurons. Neurons are the nerve cells that send the messages, and neuralgia are the helper cells that feed and protect the neurons. It protects the neurons. So inside how will it look? It consists of gray and white matter. What is the gray matter? It is the bunch of cell bodies where thinking or the processing happens, and it looks gray in color. Whereas white matter are the bunch of nerve wires or the nerve fibers. Here what happens? Here the messages travel through. It looks white because wires are covered in fat. That is why it looks white in color. Now, how can you remember brain and spinal cord? Brain and spinal cord. So, what happens here? Brain is gray outside, and white inside. Whereas in spinal cord, white is outside and gray is inside. Okay? So brain is nothing but it looks like a chocolate with white filling. White filling. White is inside, so white filling. It looks like a chocolate. Whereas spinal cord, it is completely opposite of what it is. White outside and gray inside, like a white tube with gray wire in the center. It is like a white tube with a gray wire within it. That is how the spinal cord looks. Inside look of the spinal cord. Okay? Then, where it is kept safe basically? So, brain lives in your skull. That is very obvious. So, spinal cord runs down your backbone in the vertebral canal. Both are wrapped in three blankets, which are called as meninges. Dura matter, arachnoid matter, and pia matter. So, it consists of dura, arachnoid, and pia matter. Dura matter is nothing but the tough outer blanket. Three blankets of meninges, right? So the outermost blanket is the dura matter, which is usually, as the name seems, it is very durable in nature. Whereas arachnoid matter is the middle spiderweb blanket. Okay, because by its name suggests arachnid means spider. So it looks like a spider web blanket. Arachnid means spider. As the name suggests, it looks like a spider web blanket and it is in the middle. And pia matter is thin inner blanket. and it is stuck to the brain. Again, as its name suggests, pia means tender or pious. So now dura means durable, the outermost layer, tough outer blanket. Arachnoid is the middle blanket, middle spider web blanket, whereas pia mater, which is tender, thin inner blanket stuck to the brain. So between the middle and inner blanket, which is middle, which is arachnoid, and inner, which is pia. So between arachnoid and pia, you have a subarachnoid space, which is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Okay. So this is how the central nervous system looks. This is the cerebrum. And this is the brain stem, which consists of midbrain, pons and medulla. This is the cerebellum. And this is the spinal cord. So the whole thing is the, not here, up to here only, is the brain. Okay. Now, we'll be talking about peripheral nervous system. First, we are done with central nervous system. Next is peripheral nervous system, which is the delivery guides. All nerves outside the brain and spinal cord are known as the peripheral nervous system. If CNS is the head office, PNS is all delivery drivers carrying messages to and from every body part. So basically, to and from every body part, it is delivered and it is brought back to the head office by the delivery drivers, which is the peripheral nervous system. Now, peripheral nervous system, all the wires outside the head office, obviously, if CNS equals to brain plus spinal cord, which is the head office, then PNS, all cables running from the office to every body part. What it is made up of? It is made up of cranial nerves, 12 pairs of cranial nerve wires, 12 pairs of wires coming straight out of the brain, go to face, eyes, ears, etc. Whereas in spinal nerves, 31 pairs of wires coming out of the spinal cord, it goes to arms, legs, chest, stomach, etc. Okay. So this is it. This is how it will be. Peripheral nerve, all nerves coming from spinal cord, peripheral nerve system. Okay. This is how the nerves are. This is the pia mater. This is the arachnoid. This is the dura. Dura is the durable, outermost, arachnoid, pia. Now, can you remember all that? Outer, middle, innermost, close to the brain. Now, parts of brain. Okay. First one, it consists of forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Okay. In forebrain, it consists of telencephalon, diencephalon. Coming to telencephalon, it is the main office. Telencephalon, it is the main office where cerebral hemispheres. So cerebral hemispheres, they are the wrinky big brain. You can see in the pictures. Left and right halves are present. So what does this do? It does the thinking, talking and moving. And moving. Okay. Now, it also has basal ganglia. We'll talk about it in next one. Here, basal ganglia. This is the basal ganglia. It controls smooth movement, so like autopilot for walking. Okay, smooth movement like autopilot for walking. So in Telencephalon you also have hippocampus. This is a memory saver. Okay, hippocampus is a memory saver, like your phone's save button for new memories. For new memories. So this is a memory saver, the green one here, hippocampus. Next is amygdala. This is a emotion center here. Emotion center. What does it have? It has fear, anger, happiness. So all of this lives here. Amygdala means a feared. Amygdala. Okay. So this is all the telencephalon. Okay. Next is diencephalon, which is the control room. Okay. Next is diencephalon. This is the control room. Okay. Hidden under the big hemispheres. Okay, which is the thalamus. Thalamus. Thalamus is nothing but a relay station. Okay. All sensory information stops here before going to brain. It is nothing but all sensory info stops here before going to brain. So that is how the thalamus works. It is a relay station. All sensory information stops here before going to brain. Like a post office, you can also say, like sorting out all the mails, where what has to go, which place it has to go and all. Okay. Next comes hypothalamus. It is boss of the body functions basically. Can you see this hypothalamus here? It is the boss of the body functions. Boss of body functions. Okay. It controls what? Hunger, thirst, sleep, body temperature, hormones, etc. All the hunger, thirst, etc. Okay. Body function, sleep and all, everything. Next comes hypothalamus, which is nothing but below the thalamus, is known as hypothalamus. Okay. So hypothalamus, metathalamus and subthalamus, which are small helper areas for vision. So meta and subthalamus, these both are what? These both are small helper areas for vision and hearing. Okay. Meta and subthalamus. So by now you must be knowing what is thalamus, hypothalamus, their functions and all. Okay. Next is mesencephalon. Okay. Mesencephalon, which is something like, it is in midbrain, middle floor we can also call, which acts as a connector to the forebrain and hindbrain. So this is a connector. So midbrain, the connector. It is very small but important. Okay. Connector. It is small but it is important. It controls what? It controls eye movements, reflexes, all of that. The control system basically. Okay. It controls. It is connects top floor to bottom floor. Controls eye movements, reflexes, sound, light, all of this. If you hear a loud bang sound, then immediately you turn your head fast. That is because of the midbrain. Okay. That is because of the midbrain. Next, you can see here hindbrain, which is the ground floor, which is nothing but the ground floor. You can see metencephalon and myelencephalon. Okay. Metencephalon is the balcony, you can say, because press bridge of again. And encephalon, you have medulla oblongata, main, which is the basement. Medulla oblongata. Now remember metencephalon, myencephalon. Okay, now. So metencephalon and myencephalon here. It consists of pons. So this is the pons here. It consists of pons, which is, it acts like a bridge connecting brain parts. It helps with sleep. Breathing. Okay. Okay, pons means bridge in Latin. Basically, pons means bridge. It means bridge in Latin. So next is the cerebellum. What does this do? It is a little brain at back. Backside, basically at the back. It helps in balance and coordination. Okay, like a gymnastic coach basically. It will help in balance and coordination. If there's any damage, you walk like you're a drunk person. You can't balance yourself while you're walking. Okay, your gait is like abnormal, like that. Next is myencephalon, which is the basement region. You can see the basement region here is obviously the medulla oblongata. This is medulla oblongata. Okay, the basement region. It connects brain to the spinal cord. So from here you can see this as the spinal cord. Okay. So medulla oblongata, it connects brain and to spinal cord. This is the basement, connects brain and spinal cord. Okay. So what will happen here? It controls all the this is the automatic functions basically, like heartbeat. It controls heartbeat, and breathing, BP. Also it contains BP, and swallowing, sneezing, etc. Okay, all are these are all what? Automatic functions, automatic stuff. These are all automatic stuff. So medulla oblongata, it controls automatic stuff. Simple, you don't have to tell your heart to beat. So medulla does it 24/7. Okay. So basically the the brain stem is nothing but the midbrain, pons and medulla. Okay. Next comes the somatic nerve system. Okay. So PNS has two themes here, nothing but somatic nervous system and autonomous. Okay. Somatic nerve system is nothing but a voluntary team. And what is its job? It controls things. Okay, you decide to do whatever you decide to do, it controls things. Like it is in our hands. Voluntary actions, all the voluntary actions here. So it connects to skeletal muscles. Muscles you can control like biceps, legs. So what it does, it helps in moving your body. Like you can walk, run, pick up the phone, smile, laugh, everything. All the voluntary actions. So its control, you're the boss. Its control is with you, like you are the boss. So one nerve goes straight from the spinal cord to the muscle, like very fast and quick. Next is autonomic nervous system, which is autotene. Its job is to control things happening automatically without you even thinking about it. Okay, it connects to organs and glands like heart, stomach, lungs, sweat glands, like called as viscera, all the glands. So what it does, it runs your body and on autopilot. What is autopilot? Autonomically, on its own. It does everything on its own, like heartbeat, digestion, then breathing, pupil size. All of this is very automatic. So it does on its own. Control. You are not the boss here. No boss here. Nobody is the boss. It does automatically on itself. You can't tell your heart to stop or start or anything. Yeah? Like it has two sub teams that fight like gas versus brake, which is sympathetic and parasympathetic. Okay. Sympathetic is nothing but fight or flight system here. Turns on in danger or stress mode. Like immediately turns on when you're in danger or stress. Your heart beats fast, your pupils become big, you stop digestion, and you'll be in a very ready to run mode. Okay. And then parasympathetic, your body is completely at rest and digest position. When it turns on when you're in a very chill mode. Okay. Your heart rate is very slow and normal. Your digestion of food is very good. Your pupils become small. Your whole body system is at calm down mode. Okay. That is parasympathetic. So this is how it is. Somatic versus parasympathetic. Autonomic. Somatic versus autonomic nervous system. Can you observe here? This diagram compares somatic versus autonomic nervous system, which is voluntary versus involuntary control. In somatic nervous system, what can you see? You can control it. Your job is moves your skeletal muscles. Okay. like arms, legs, etc. What is the pathway? Brain to spinal cord, where one nerve is going directly to the muscle. Okay, directly to the muscle. One nerve is directly going to the muscle. Whereas in autonomic, what is happening here? Body controls itself. Job controls organs like heart, stomach, lungs. You don't think about it at all. So what is the pathway here? Brain to spinal cord via ganglion, which is the relay station. After that, it will go to the organ. Okay, via the ganglion. It has to go. Autonomic ganglia. Can you see? It has to go via ganglion. Okay, here it is directly going. Here it has to go via the ganglion. Step 2, what is happening? Step pathway with a ganglion in between, which is autonomic. This is autonomic nuclei in the spinal cord. Okay. Here in somatic, what will happen? You control it. In autonomic, involuntary. Basically, okay. What is the target here? Skeletal muscles. What is the target here? Skeletal muscles. Here it is organs. These are the visceral effectors. Here it is organs. Smooth glands, smooth muscles and all. Okay, organs, glands, smooth muscles, etc. Neurons here, only one neuron from spinal cord to muscle. Only one neuron, basically. Only one neuron. Okay. Here two neurons with ganglion in middle. Okay, can you see autonomic ganglia here? So you can see two neurons. With ganglia. Okay. Example for somatic, which is voluntary, your action here is like you lifting up a book, you lifting up a pen, all of this is somatic. Whereas autonomic, your heartbeat, digestion, all of this is autonomic. Okay, followed? Next is sympathetic. Sympathetic versus parasympathetic. Okay. In sympathetic, you can see here your autonomic nervous system has two teams that work opposite to each other in automatic, like gas pedal versus brake pedal for your organs. Okay, in sympathetic, it is your body is like in attack mode, lion attack mode. It is like a fight or flight position. Okay, when does this happen? When you are in danger, when you see danger situations, when you are in extreme stress, when you are in an examination fear mode, or running a race. All of these, some of the few situations where you can have this sympathetic action that attack mode system activated in your body. What is its job? It gets your body ready to fight the lion or run away. So all energy goes to survival mode. So what happens to your body here? You have to remember fear. Survival mode. Your body gets into a fearful situation. Survival mode. Okay. Next, parasympathetic. Your body is completely in a Netflix and chill mode, like completely rest and digest thing, as we have earlier seen in the slides. When will this happen? After food, you'll completely be in a relaxed mode, chill mode. When you're relaxing and resting, when you're sleeping, and even you feel very safe at home. In all these situations, you have this chill mode. Your body, your parasympathetic nervous system acts in that way. What is its job? Rest, repair, digest food. It completely saves energy. Okay, like a parachute, it slows you down to land very safely. Like your body is very calm, relaxed, slow down. So what happens here? Remember, rest. Your body is completely at rest mode. Okay, next is the reflex arc. Okay, now can you observe anything here? Reflex arc, what can you see here? Sympathetic or parasympathetic? What can you guess here? Yes. So the diagram shows here a reflex arc, which is body's fast emergency route. Okay. So when something happens, suddenly your body reacts before your brain even thinks. So 5 steps of reflex arc, which is like a chain reaction. Okay. Here is the stimulus, like something is happening here. Stimulus is nothing but something is happening. For example, you can see an apple falling towards you. Receptor is your body part that senses it. Receptor is the body part that senses it. Your eyes can see it, right? Your eyes sees the apple here. After which, what is happening? The sensory neuron, which is the messenger nerve. This messenger nerves, they takes the signal from the eyes, and it will go and tell to the spinal cord super fast, in a very super fast mode. It will go and tell the spinal cord. Spinal arc, what is happening here in the spinal arc? Shortcut in the spine. The spinal cord decides instantly, catch it. Okay, it decides rapid and involuntary. It will decide to catch it. Sends the order to the motor neuron here. Okay, this is the motor neuron. So immediately what will it do? Send order to the motor neuron to catch it immediately. Rapid and involuntary action, that is to catch immediately. So brain not needed here. So brain is not needed here. It is a long process. So they wanted to do a shortcut process. So effector is the muscle that acts here. Motor neuron it will tell the hand muscles to respond. So this response, what will happen? You catch the apple. So what's happening? Same signals also pass to brain for conscious thought, but that's slower. This is conscious thought. Same signal will also pass, but through it is a conscious thought. Okay, but that's a slower. You catch it first and then think that was an apple later. Initially, the reflex, you will catch it first, but the moment you catch it, you will realize it's an apple. Like you will think that was an apple later. Okay. So reflex arc is nothing but autonomic, automatic basically. Automatic, fast response. Okay. Pathway you have seen here: stimulus to receptor, receptor to the sensor neuron to the spinal cord, which is again going to the motor neuron, after which the effector and the response. Okay. Why spinal cord is acting here? Main action, to save time. Brain takes too longer. In danger situation, Brain takes little longer time. So in danger situation, spinal cord is the savior. So reflex arc is a shortcut, sense, spine, action. That's it. You have to sense, then spinal cord will decide what to do. That is the action. Then you can see the response. That's it. So you react instantly without thinking. Another example you can see, when you touch a hot pan, you immediately pull your hand back before you feel the pain. That is again the automatic fast response. Next is this. You can see two teams here, which is sympathetic and parasympathetic. First will be talking about the sympathetic here. Sympathetic nervous system. Fight or flight reaction. You know that. Lion attack mode. Okay. You're in a fear thing. You have to remember fear. Survival mode basically. So the chemical which is acting here is non-epinephrine. Okay. So when does this happen? During stress and danger mode. During stress and danger mode, running, etc. All of this. Okay. You can see the organ, the effect. Okay. Organ here is the eye, which is affected. And what is the effect which is showing here? Mydriasis, which is the pupil becoming big. When will this happen? When you see danger. When you see danger, you can observe this. Next is mouth. Reduced saliva, dry mouth, you can see. No time to eat, etc. reasons. Next is heart. You can see increased heart rate and SV, which is the cause for the fast heartbeat. Next, due to pump blood to muscles, it will pump more blood to the muscles. Then lungs, you can see bronchodilation. Always airways are open. Okay. And then stomach, you can see reduced peristalsis movement. Digestion stops basically. And then the liver, glycogen to glucose conversion, sugar is released. And then bladder, inhibition of bladder contraction, which is no pee, you won't pee. And then the vessels, vasoconstriction, tightened vessels, you can see. Okay. These are the simple things, speeds you up, shuts down digestion, gets body ready for the action. All of these conditions. Okay. And then parasympathetic, your body is obviously at rest and digest mode. And chill mode. So the chemical here is acetylcholine. It uses vagus nerve here. Vagus nerve. Okay. Here, when will this happen? When you are safe after food and all of these reasons, you can see. Okay. In these conditions, you can see. So the eye, you can see meiosis takes place, which is pupil becomes small. Mouth, stimulated saliva can be seen, watery, which helps digestion of food. Heart rate is decreased here because you are in a relaxed mode. Slow heart rate, slow heartbeat is seen. Lungs are bronchoconstricted here. Airways are narrowed. Normal breathing basically. It's a normal breathing. Next is stomach and gut. You can see stimulates peristalsis and secretion. Time to break down food. Digestion is very good here. And then liver stimulates bile release, helps in digestion of fat. And then last, bladder constriction, bladder constriction, you can pee. Safe to go now, okay? So here what is happening? Your body slows you down, turns digestion on, repairs the body. Body repair takes place here. Okay? So this is sympathetic and parasympathetic for you. Again the same thing, pupil, slow constriction, heart rate, slow heartbeat, then airways, constriction, all of this. Again the same thing. So thank you.